I'm going to press play. I've got Dan in observer mode. Thank you for Relic for adding observer mode with me. We've got OKW. Barton as OKW on Faymanville approach. Is looking very good indeed. Jesulin as the USF from the north. Do you reckon we're just going to see tactical company again?
Well, the different map here comes into question. M19 is very, very good on the open stretches of this map, but the Pershing would be nice to see here. Do you know what I mean? It's got a lot of open terrain. It's a very fast tank. Barton this time playing OKW, which possibly has, well, I would say maybe has more options to counter the Calliopes as we go in. Um, we'll see how that pans out, but obviously you get options like the Jagdpanzer 4 with a bit of stealth and things like that. You get extra damage when it comes out of cloak. So I would say, that there is an opportunity Barton can perform better with OKW. There must be a valid reason that he's chosen this right now. But on the flip side, Jesulin is so comfortable with tactical support company. He's so
Absolutely.
comfortable with the build of lieutenant to captain. Everybody knows what his strategy is, advance of him doing it, and he still wins with it. Because it is so good and so well played.
It absolutely is, and this is a good map for it because it's so narrow, as we expressed in an earlier cast today. I've just updated the scores because the scores are currently one each. It is the ace game, and I believe Jesulin had pick. He either got to choose faction or map. Yeah, guys in chat, you will see that there's an ESL admin amongst us, and he'll be able to give you any info you need on the overall pick of the situation. Me and Stormless are too busy casting this excellent game. We're not involved in the actual tournament organisation, if it was. Rifles pushing in, pushing away the Volks Grenadiers. The Volks Grenadiers are going to reposition, trying to get behind their made green cover in the sandbag wall.
Yep, very, very good strategical push there, by the way, from Jesulin. Cutting off that strategic point there makes it pretty pointless for Barton to go left, as he is now cut off from that side resources completely. It's also a very, very good starting point to start pushing the strategic point right next to Barton's base, which allows him to cut off the fuel on that side as well. No Doctrine's been picked with an MG, something which Barton has. Oh, there we go. Actually, sorry, Luftwaffe has been picked. The MG42 is something that Barton's been using very, very routinely as Ost is. So I get the feeling he will be bringing that out on the field as soon as possible. Very reasonably priced MG as well at 200 manpower. So there's not massive hamper to OKW to bring that out on the field, and he's
Absolutely.
going to need it.
I'm surprised this is one of the first times we've seen OKW all day, and Luftwaffe ground support doctrine. It's not been a very meta-orientated day, has it, Dan?
No, not at all. I mean, the last person we saw using it was Hans. Hans played a brilliant game in the last one before he got knocked out by Love Nest. But as I say, the Doctrine did pretty well for him. It was a shame that he did go out the way that he did today. It's time to see what Barton can do with it.
Absolutely. Here we go. We've got Barton pushing to take the fuel. Jesulin's back capping with his rear echelons. In general, I presume his lieutenant must be teching by now, Dan?
Yep, Lieutenant is being researched right now. That's about to come out on the field. Of course, we're going to see the M20. We've seen it every game so far.
M20, then Captain and Stuart.
Yeah, against OKW, I would even argue that Jesulin has a better performance with the M20 build because, as we've seen previously, I can't remember who he was playing against when I think it was Love Nest, but if you can deal a lot of manpower damage with the M20, really, really get behind the lines with that thing, there's nothing really that can snare you with the M20 at this stage in the game. And you obviously need one of the tier buildings up to unlock the access to the Panzerschrecks. So there's really no threat for this unit other than Raketten right now. And that's something that Barton hasn't teched up to already. So he's clearly not anticipating a problem here.
Volks Grenadiers gets pushed away by the rifles. He's got other Volks Grenadiers in the house, so he is going to keep them penned back for now. Elsewhere, you've got another pitched engagement, which is again Volks Grenadiers. He's got 4 of them Barton has, so it's going to be the very familiar 4 Volks Grenadiers with Shrek's build that OKW was so accustomed to seeing.
Yep, and no MG yet, which is interesting. He's going to rely on the flexibility of the Volts rather than playing defensively. Also seen Mechanized Company has just gone up in base for Barton, so this suggests that we will be seeing possibly an early Lukes. Very aggressive unit, going to be good at taking down the M20. We know Jesulin hasn't been planting M20 mines early on in the game, usually reserves it for past the 15-minute mark at least.
M20 pushes the Stern Pioneers away. The map is rather divided right now. It's a lot of parity being maintained.
Yeah, I'd definitely argue that Barton's had a very, very good start here. You know, the Volks Grenadiers on the right-hand side alone have held that VP and resource point on the fuels, so pretty good at the moment, I would say. I'm kind of wondering how he's going to do without the Raketten, though.
Absolutely, it's going to possibly need a quick Raketten to plug the gap.
Yeah, well, it depends what he goes for. I mean, he could bring the Boomer out. In fact, this will come out very, very early, something that the mobile defense doctrine he's been playing all day doesn't actually offer him, whereas actually going into the you know, the tech of the mechanized company, you could bring the Puma out straight away as the counter to the M20 rather than at 5 CP, which is quite a big size difference, sorry, big time difference than what the Puma has normally been used for. So perhaps that's the reason for that. Perhaps we won't see the Lux, perhaps we'll see the Puma instead, and considering how Barton's played that today, I think that would be a really, really good option for him.
Oh, the house goes down, killing the Volks Grenadiers inside it. That was unexpected. The M20, the rifles, that was...
I was watching that, but I wasn't expecting that was going to happen.
No, that was...
low health?
Well, CoH2 is an esport now, and I think that was a result of the esportedness of the game. You know, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I can understand, you know, the crushing buildings with by driving vehicles in is a game mechanic. It's a very good game mechanic to use. I just didn't catch the health of the building.
It was quite healthy. It was about 30-40%. I thought that buildings required, 4 corners to be destroyed, or a significant portion of damage over time, and it was you know, you could kind of judge it now. When the game first came out, it was quite random at times, and Relic have done a lot of work to make it more you know, more judgeable, basically. That didn't seem judgeable though.
I think that needs a review at some point just to have a look at what happened there. But anyway, moving on from that, one Volk squad goes down from Barton. He's probably not going to be happy with that. Still, here we go. The Lux has been brought out onto the field rather than the Puma, probably to compensate for the Volk squad loss there.
Ooh,
And also helping out with the M20 as well. You know, this is going to help him deal with some of the infantry here who are suffering from their own health problems and stuff as well. Still no real ground being made. And also, you know, Barton is going to struggle with the infantry in this game because he doesn't have healing to go for the battle groupers.
The Lux pushes away the MG, gets the wipe on it. The M20 is going to be mitigated for the meantime. And he's going to maraud around the centre now and take this ground for Barton. Despite his 250 manpower loss of the Volks Grenadier, the Lux is more than going to plug the gap.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm just having a quick look if we've seen any M20 mines go down yet whatsoever, and we haven't. So the Lux does have free reign at the moment.
Absolutely. Here comes the M20 down south in a nice fleshy target in the Stern Pioneers. They do retreat fast, but the M20 is going to pursue them more than likely. They're going to think better of it. Jesulin is playing a little bit more cautiously now. He doesn't know if there's a Rakettenwerfer waiting for him.
Still got the triple cap going at some point as well. Well, actually not the triple cap, but the denial on the left-hand side, 2 VPs. So it is a very steady bleed at the moment. Barton already down to 378, which is about the time that he normally starts to pull it back. But, you know, taking these VPs in the early game is a massive thing against Barton because, you know, he's been pushed back in some games to some very, very last-minute VP wins.
And I've got to call it, this is a decider game. Barton has gone meta. I repeat, Barton has gone meta. He's gone for mechanized. He's back tech to battle group headquarters to heal his troops. He's got 3 Volks Grenadiers now, two of which have Shreks. He's got the Lux rampaging. This is any auto match game that Jesulin has come up against in the past month and a half of play, you know, since the OKW revamp. This is meta in Company Heroes 2, for OKW at least.
Yeah, it's a good build as well. Obviously, getting the Lux out to rush, especially Lieutenant, where they don't have access to the bazookas on the Captain. Lux is a very, very strong unit to have out here, especially with the M20 as well. Going back to the battle grouper again is going to make his infantry very strong, so he can bring out those Shreks now and not worry too much about the M20 and Stuart combination. So I think Barton's made a very, very good choice at the moment, it seems, going OKW here. He's definitely got access to things that previously Austin just wasn't giving him against Jesulin's strategy.
Absolutely. The M20 pushes in to try and decrew the MG34. It's taking Luke's shots to its abdomen for its troubles. Fortunately for Jesulin, there is a captain to guard against the Luke's pushing any further though.
Yep, it's nice, and M19s have gone on already, so tactical support is the pick already. And that means that the Calliope is going to be the 10CP call-in again. Now, hopefully Barton will remember that Jesulin seems to float a heavy amount towards the latter part of the mid-game. Now, if he can come up with a good mid-game vehicle system, he may have a really good chance of wiping a lot of stuff off of Jesulin.
Absolutely.
And,
unfortunately for Barton, though, he's got the 2 MG34s and a Rakettenwerfer, so he has invested in support weapons yet again, knowing that he's going to be up against Calliopes.
Yeah, I think, OKW is a bit more mobile than Austin. You've got a lot more opportunities to be mobile, especially with the Raketten. You've also got the camouflage as well, so...
Stuart's coming in on the Lukes. The rifleman tried to get an anti-tank rifle grenade off, but the Stuart's going to plunge in regardless.
Where's the Rakettenwerfer? This Rakettenwerfer is actually in support of this, so it should be okay.
Big shot in on the Stuart. M20 retreats, Stuart diverts, and both vehicles will be safe for now.
Yep, nice play there, nice idea by Jesulin, but Barton had it covered. And again, another great thing, by the way, is that there's no tech restrictions on the ATE gun for OKW, so very, very confidently able to deal with Jesulin's build.
Lukes finds the Stuart on the road, however, there are no counters nearby. The Lukes is probably going to pursue it if he doesn't feel confident enough at this point, Barton. He wants that Rakettenwerfer in support.
Yeah, I also don't think he was doing enough penetration damage to the Stuart there to really warrant chasing it with that Vet 1 squad in the building. Really needs to play it safe. A snare there could be absolutely catastrophic for him.
Absolutely. Here you've got Jesulin's newly upgraded infantry pushing in, and the lieutenant with the boar. He's pushed through the centre. He's been in a heavy MG engagement in the west, and he has a lot of the map currently, especially in terms of victory points. He's only lost 3.
Yeah, playing a great victory point game. That's always the focus of Jesulin's game as well, is to kind of divide the area that Axis go at the start of every game. It makes it very, very easy for him to get very good flanks in at the start of the game, when it's really important to wipe units with no vet, really take advantage of the attacking thing. And he's moving Barton left to right all the time. There's units all over the place, and it provides open gaps for Jesulin to target. And Jesulin is very, very good at doing that. That's what he's been doing all game.
Absolutely. M20 pushed away from the Shreks, capping the fuel. He has got this infantry ready, Jesulin has. He's going to instead push towards the centre. He's going to try and keep victory points. Elsewhere in the north, the Volks Grenadiers in a pitched engagement against the garrison, north of the fountain.
Yep, not really a winnable engagement, especially as the green cover points have been wired off there. I really like that Jesulin has half-wired the green point inside the VP as well. Just enough wire that was needed, no more.
Absolutely, there is a tiny sandbag to take advantage of, and Barton has managed to find it. Luke's is doing work in this game. It's now up to Veteran C2.
Yeah, really, really good job with the Lukes actually, and it's constantly being chased down by the light vehicle combination of Jesulin, but Jesulin's never finding the target for it. Very, very well protected unit with the Lukes there. AT gun is on the field now, let's counter that.
Absolutely, and the Stuart's going to push him, try and get a stun in. The AT gun does find the Lukes. Rakettenwerfer finds the Stuart though. It's in a dangerous position. Could see fire incendiary grenades popped. No, he does indeed retreat with the MG34.
Yeah, that was unlucky, but at least is probably going to stop Jesulin from making these kind of pushes now, because the way that's gone. Puma's about to come out on the field from Barton, so this is that kind of strong mid-game that we were talking about. I think that's really all he has to go on right now, is a very, very strong mid-game vehicle build, because he just can't afford to wait for those late-game tanks. He needs to wipe the Stuart and the M20 off the field to force Jesulin to go for some kind of tech. That really is the key here for Barton winning this last game.
Absolutely, and can he repeat his exploits against Loveness with those Pumas being utterly dominant? I know he was Wehrmacht at the time, but OKW Pumas will do just as much damage.
Yeah, I mean, with the 5 veterancy system as well, Pumas have a much better late game standing. The damage is absolutely incredible with the rate of fire when you can hit that kind of 4 or 5 vets. So hopefully, if Barton plays his cards right, we will get to see that. At the moment, Barton playing a very, very good game, forcing Jesulin into 2 AT guns, which is not something we've seen from Jesulin. Well, actually, we have.
Yes, indeed. He uses it when he goes Calliope. It's his build for the Calliope Doctrine. The Puma now comes in. It finds the Stuart in a difficult situation. The Shrek, just about escapes. I thought it died for a second. Stuart also survives with its life. Captain coming in to support. The Lux is firing on the garrison. That bloody rifleman's been in that building for a hell of a long time. Elsewhere, Barton's managed to recap the centre. He's in a strong, dominant position, but Jesulin is sending rifles into a shoe mine. Only kills one model.
Yeah, really, really good play from Barton there. Such a secure front line at the moment. He's got a spearhead kind of strategy in the centre. It allows him to bounce left and right as needed. Some nice mines there. Not really getting full effect out of the shoe mines, but at least it's going to stop Jesulin from running around.
Yeah, exactly. It's that psychological mind game you talked about earlier today, about 6 or 7 hours ago.
Yeah.
Just makes your opponent think, if there is a mine, where else is there a mine?
Yeah, the mind game with mines basically prevents your opponent from running squads out to cap without minesweepers. And when you do eventually force your opponent to have minesweepers everywhere that they run, it's going to stop any kind of vehicle flanks for fear of mines. And all sorts of things like that. So yeah, it is very useful, especially for Barton in holding territory right now.
Chat's asking me to pronounce Puma as Puma. In my opinion, if you're the north of England, you say Puma as Puma, so that's where I'm from, that's how I'll say it.
The same way as if you're from the north of England, you pronounce it Jesulin.
Oh no, I made that Jesulin up and I can't stop saying it. That's just it's an affliction. It's a mighty psychological trauma I suffered as a child. I have to pronounce Jesulin as Jesulin, unfortunately.
Thank you for inflicting that on us.
Puma is getting in an interesting position. It's marauding in the centre. No, I just made that up. We're trying to get onto a different
That's fine. So I'm interested again once more in the tech of Barton. We haven't seen, well, we have got the tier truck down. Actually, where is it going this time? He's putting on the left-hand VP primarily to cover the fuel and the VP. I really, really like that. It's going to be difficult and also counterproductive for Jesulin to take vehicles all the way down there to deal with that. He does have the protection of the building as well to stop AT from overstretching to get shots on it. So that is a very, very good VP counter. And what it does is it allows Barton to put a lot more pressure on the central VP and not have to worry about squads going over to the other side of the map. So really, really good position there. Very, very nice that he's waited. And guess what? As you were talking about meta, we've got all 3 tier trucks down, and King Tiger is usually what comes out with the Luftwaffe.
Hell of a long way away, man. He's 310 fuel required. He's 250 more.
He's both fuel points. He is bringing in 30 to Jesulin's 19, and we are still far away from the Calliope at the moment, so there is still time. It could be a King Tiger call-in. Also remember, King Tigers are called in as an off-map call-in now. They're not buildable, so there's the speed element to it as well. It could possibly come on the field a little bit quicker to help him deal with this.
Yeah, the fuel, it requires more fuel, but as you say, he still has both fuel points. And he's got his Puma, he's got his Lux, he's very mobile in this game. He hasn't invested entirely in support weapons like he did when he was Wehrmacht against Calliopes. So I predict he could make a much better game of it than he did previously.
I'm calling it right now. I think the King Tiger's coming. Playing that game 1, this is what we were talking about earlier about how the best of 3 games bring out a different psychology. We've seen Jesulin's strategy now. So, he knows...
Volks Grenadier went down to... Bar fire and Stuart fire and M20 fire. It was disgusting. The Stern Pioneers managed to retrieve the Shrek, however.
Yeah, that's very, very nice. Very, very nice to get that Shrek out of there rather than just doing the straight retreat. But yeah, what I was going to say before, we know what Jesulin's strategy is going to be, and I bet Barton is banking on him not bringing out the major. So, Jesulin right now, his options are, do I bring out the major just to stop Barton from identifying what my strategy is and providing a counter, especially with 2 fuel points? Or is he going to stick with the Calliopes? And if the King Tiger comes out and there's no major, it's going to be a very, very different game for Jesulin.
What? Yeah, exactly. The M20 would, sorry, the major would allow him to get some Jacksons out and Shermans out and etc, etc, and try and get rid of that Schwerpanzer headquarters. Now this is going to be a test of Jesulin's phrase. Do you know what Jesulin's phrase is? Hashtag adapt. He is famous for saying that when people are ranting about balance, ranting about meta, ranting about anything. If he does not adapt to Barton, obviously having all 3 tier structures at his disposal, he's seen fully health squads, he's seen Lukes, he's seen the Schwer. If he doesn't adapt to the possibility of this, he needs to, basically, he needs to you know, put his money where his mouth is on that one.
Just bear in mind for 1 second, I don't know how many of the tier structures Jesulin has actually identified, if I'm honest. I don't know if he's seen the battle grouper go up, because he did see them mechanized. I don't know if he ever saw the battle grouper, and
it's
he
full health
certainly
squad,
hasn't
so isn't it?
Yes, so that's something he has to identify, but it's something he may possibly have missed. There's no way that he's seen tier 4 building. The Panzerschwerer headquarters, there's no way that he's seen that go up.
Absolutely. So yeah, and he's had a Titanic contests against many players today as Jesulin. He's found himself in the final, so not seeing full house squads, not analysing that it could be a King Tiger, you can entirely forgive him. I agree, Stormless. Yeah, well said. Got rear echelon in the central garrison. He's currently just about cut off Barton from one of his fuel points, and he's currently trying to take the other. The Puma's been anti-tank rifle grenaded. It's having to retreat out of there. All the while, you've got sustained LMG and bar fire. It's, however, being suppressed by the MG34, one of the 3 MG34s on the field. In comes
Jesulin had a really good strategic steal there. He managed to disable fuel on the right and take the strategic cut-off for all resource points on the left-hand side. So he is stalling. He's on 9 CP at the moment. You know, he is really, you know, gonna have to worry about the Calliope soon, but you know, it's still doable, definitely.
I've just heard a fantastic piece of analysis from Von Asten, and it makes me remember a lot of what some top-level Come Heroes players once told me. Barton has played the experience and veteran experience game very well. He has reduced Jesulin's CP command point climb drastically by retaining most of his units, doing a lot of retreating and a lot of preservation of manpower. And what that means is the Calliope at 10 command points has actually been stalled by Barton's cautious and preservative play. Very good point from Von Asten in chat there. MG34 in the centre, 2 of them in fact thwarting the advance of Jesulin's infantry.
Yeah, that's really, really nice to see. Jesulin's trying to pop smoke as well to get in there. Barton's going to have to bring that MG out for fear of the grenades that have been flying around. Not really anything to defend against it. Well, once they do actually break, look at that double!
Big grenade. Nice grenade from Jez.
Yeah, inadvertently mixed up the both squads as that was going. So. Calliope is now available and has been called out onto the field. Barton just lost the squad somewhere as well. This is where it starts going wrong.
It does. He's got a little bit of window opportunity as Jesulin. He needs to make these Calliopes work for him.
Yeah, Jesulin's been a lot more careful than Loveness was in a previous game with having snares on. Obviously, they get unlocked with a rifleman veterancy. So it's going to be a lot more difficult now for Barton to get round Jesulin here. Katusha's in, and where's it going to go? First one. Straight onto the base.
First, Sherman Calliope goes in on the battle group headquarters indeed. Doesn't actually get any kills whatsoever, so that's a nice one for Barton. What is the cooldown on the Sherman? It looks like 100 seconds, I think. 100 seconds of cooldown. So that's 100 seconds Barton's bought himself until he gets KT. He's now just hitting 200 fuel as we speak. He is cut off, however, from one of his 2 fuels.
Yep, well, 110 to go. It's going to be a long run, but if he does get the King Tiger out, he's going to be in a very, very good position, especially if he can keep the Puma and the Lux alive. That's going to be the real deciding point for the King Tiger, I think. Otherwise, then he needs to seriously start considering saving for a Panther.
We've had 5 minutes, the estimated time of arrival for the King Tiger by Manik, Monk and Chab. I reckon that'll be a little bit less. It's going to be probably 2 Calliope barrages time until we see the King Tiger. That's a good way of measuring it. Well, no, there's two Calliopes in fact now, so that's 4 Calliope barrages worth of time until we see the King Tiger. Will Barton survive? How many squads will he preserve? Big one coming in.
Well, it's not too bad. I mean, at the moment, the Calliopes seem to be firing, or they were firing in the base. Barton's been very lucky at retreating with the Calliope as well. Doesn't really lose too many squads to it, which is nice.
Just 3 kills on both Calliopes right now, so it hasn't actually been very effective for Jesulin so far. As soon as the King Tiger's outmanned, he'll be able to just use that as a shock absorber. It will be able to push through the centre, and he'll be able to micro his other units very well indeed.
If I'm perfectly honest, I don't think Jesulin uses the Calliopes very well. He didn't in that tournament where he lost to Nagano in the 2v2. I didn't really see him using it that well earlier. He could be placing them a hell of a lot better, you know, retreat paths and playing more of a psychological game with them. But they're always very, very predictable as to where they're going to go, and I think that's what Barton is playing on, is that, you know...
Oh, Volksgrid is going down as you said that, but that is a great point about the Clan Clash tournament, and that's something Callum brought up. Callum from General's Gentleman, who will be casting the NA tournament after this final has finished. Callum brought up, he watched your cast of that, and he didn't think that Jesulin was using the Calliope barrages very well either, and he was a bit perplexed by, you know, the caster saying good play. So it's nice to hear that internally you were thinking, hang on, this guy's not actually even using them that well at all.
Well, I did say this in the game as well.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
They were very, very bizarrely placed. I mean, look now, they're firing blind on the base. There's nothing actually in there. You know, there's tons of static positions. There's units in a house there that could be taken down. You know, they could be getting benefit more. And the thing is, these things do actually vet up quite quickly as well. So if you do get those first couple of hits dead on, you'll get a quicker rate of fire from it. And that is obviously a massive selling point of the Calliopes when they get that quick speed of fire.
40 fuel until the King Tiger. Stern Pioneer going down in the meantime. Will the captain get the kill? Yes, it will indeed.
Unfortunate.
It was unfortunate for Barton at least. Jesulin though, he's he hasn't adapted in my opinion. He doesn't know what he's got. Does he know what he's got coming to him? He must be knowing that the King Tiger's coming soon. How much fuel does he have?
I think he's pretty sure, but again, no tech to major whatsoever, and he's now kind of starting to run out of the fuel in this. We are like 30 fuel away now. We've still got the Puma and the Lux on Vet 4 now, so the anti-infantry, anti-tank capabilities are going to be very, very good. I'm a bit worried about Barton's squad preservation though. He's really lost control of you know, the MGs. Look at the health it's sitting on in the middle VP. You know, the preservation there isn't quite there at the moment.
No. He has 3 of his 4 MGs. I think he might have had a splice at some point. I doubt he built 4, surely. You know, splices, sometimes you get a bug where you accidentally get 2 from one. But I don't think that happened. Maybe he built 4. It's a very odd build, though, I must say.
Yeah.
Calliope comes in. Again, firing on the base sector, perhaps. Again, hitting nothing.
Yeah, looks like it for sure.
And
the other thing as well, you know, firing at max range is utterly bizarre. You know, it's whether you get max scatter and so on. You know, he's got quite a solid defense. He could be moving these in right up close and dealing very, very heavy damage.
Oh, the King Tiger! Oh, it's on the field! The counter is real!
Well, this is it. This is the unit that is potentially going to change this game. Jesulin needs to pay for his lack of adaptation to his strategy throughout the entire tournament. This is exactly the build that can do it. Very, very impressed that Barton's been able to bring this out, but at the same time, he needs to focus on building his core infantry up again.
Absolutely. So Barton has an unholy trinity of units. He's got the Lukes, the steady Lukes, Veterancy 4, he's got the Puma, the flanking unit, the one that can harass Calliopes, and now he has the Behemoth, the Damage Soaker, the Big Heavy, the King Tiger, the Königstiger, the Royal Tiger, the Bengal Tiger. It's here. It's loud and it's proud.
So
Impressed that I knew 4 names.
That you want
Oh yeah, it's also known as a Tiger 2 or a Tiger Bay. It's got 6 names. Or the Bastard. Sorry, the Bartonator, I like that. The Bartonator is its 7th name, its final name, the Bartonator.
We'll just call it Bart. But yeah, King Tiger, this is great. Jesulin started to lay some M20 mines all around the flanks and entry points to his base now. I've got to actually predict that Barton isn't going to actually push that far forward with it. I think this is going to be a very defensive unit right now. And if this is played right, we could be looking at another 30 minutes.
Don't sound too excited, Stormless. We might get into our 10th hour of casting.
Here we go, finally a decent Calliope strike closer onto the VP there. Jesulin bunching up the infantry. They could take a big hit there from the King Tiger, but it doesn't actually manage to get a shot.
A bit of slash damage. Yeah, trying to destroy. I think he's trying to destroy the battle group headquarters, maybe? Do you reckon that's what he's going for?
Not 100% sure. I mean, what he did there was actually the right thing he should be doing when you've got a multiple Calliope build, which is forcing a retreat, you know, with one Calliope and then firing at the base or on the retreat path. The thing is, he's not going to get max effectiveness at this range, you know, but he is doing the right thing with it there for sure. Definitely need to see some Stern Pioneers get on the field quickly because there's no repairs if this King Tiger trips up on a mine somewhere.
Nice mine in from the rifles. The MG34 does manage to retreat through a hail of fire there. And it's interestingly of note that Jesulin still has his original M20 and Stuart. King Tiger taking a pounding from max range. The M118 and climbs up to Veterancy 2 alone from King Tiger shots. Also, you saw the anti-tank rifle grenade go in at some point. It's got a damaged engine, so it's gone from slow to sluggish.
Yep, and it does have to go all the way back to the base in order to heal, which is very, very risky, you know, when it's got such low health. Are we going to see Jesulin adapt? Still, no major yet. And this is really surprising, unless he thinks he can take it down with bazookas. Very, very surprising, to be honest.
Big rear armor shot in on the Puma at max range from that M1 AT gun there. King Tiger has made it into base, but the mechanized regiment headquarter robot repairmen are going to have multiple targets to repair, so the King Tiger's not going to be on the field for a long time.
Just want to say, by the way, Jesulin's AT gun as USF is on Vet 3, and this is a real threat to the King Tiger now. The range sight that it gets, which is now an ability that you have to flip on, the range is absolutely huge, and on Vet 3, the shots will penetrate a lot more often than they normally do. So, for a slow tank like the King Tiger, this kind of AT veterancy is absolutely
dies.
insane.
He lost another Volksgrenadier whilst you were very well describing the abilities of that for us. And now he's reduced to 1 Vet 5 Volksgrenadier, 4 MG34s, a King Tiger. And Luke's, and of course the Puma.
He's still in this for sure. Just needs to really focus on getting that King Tiger back in the game right now.
Absolutely, we've got a tiny lull in activity. Oh my god, and here we go, we've got a big strafe in. It wipes that MG. Got another Calliope barrage.
Yep, here we go, look, Calliope on the retreat point. This is what he should be doing with it. Absolutely. Nearly taking the battle grouper down as well, and that's going to be a big thing as well if the battle grouper goes down. No Stern Pioneers means that will go down fairly quickly too. Just trying to think of things that Barton could have done here, really, and it possibly lies in Orbisoldaten to counter the M19s.
Possibly. I mean, I don't think we need to talk about him in the past tense absolutely quite yet. This guy has shown time and time again today that he can make big comebacks. So it's already swung, ebbed and flowed in his favour. We thought the King Tiger would be a big thing, but as soon as it got a damaged engine, by the way, it's now coming back onto the field, so will Barton use it to push and push hard? He's got the Vet 3 M1AT gun to contend with. Max range shot, as Stormless said. Look at that thing.
Look at the range on it. It's absolutely incredible. And the shots are going to penetrate a lot more often than you're used to seeing right now. As you can see, King Tiger is in no state to stay in that center there. It's going to make things really, really difficult. And getting the AT gun to Vet 3 isn't easy by any means, you know. It got some lucky penetration shots on the Tiger, which took it to that veterancy very quickly. But absolutely insane range on here. It's something that every USF player just would love to have. It completely changes the way that we
Puma's going on the flank, dude. He's going on the flank in a big way. Kills the ambulance.
That's a good decision. A really good decision to do that.
Big barrage. Will it kill the Bath Group headquarters this time? You're going to have low health squads from now on.
Yeah, it does go down. I think Barton may even invest in another one of those, to be honest.
You know, in fact, he's building the walking Stuka as we speak. This will be a good counter to that Vet 3 M1AT gun. Allow his King Tiger a little bit more breathing room. Oh, the Restkessenwerfer takes a good shot off against the Stuart. The Stuart does not care. It goes straight round it. The Rakettenwerfer has been wiped by the Vet 3 Lieutenant with the bar. Here comes the King Tiger. Turret traversing, big shot in on the Lieutenant, 2 models killed. Luke's has got Veterancy 5 done, Veterancy 5, 25 kills in total.
Oh, nice. Fallschirmjäger's coming in, possibly looking to try and wipe that Vet 3 AT gun. Then Barton's opportunity to get back in with a Bartonator will become real. He needs to work on something else as well. Puma's going down to this AT gun, and Barton hasn't even noticed at this point. Possibly looking at
Oh, he's wiping the Veterancy. This is big. This is big for Barton. The M20's trying to stop it. Grenade goes in. Doesn't get it. One man. Fallschirmjäger squad does retreat. It is. Stuart is focusing it, maybe.
Yeah, maybe he can consider a Stuka. Oh, it's
he's got one, dude. Listen to your co-caster, damn it.
Barton's, yeah, like well ahead of me on that one. The Stuka, yeah, good choice. He needs to take down that Vet 3 AT gun. That is the only thing stopping him from being effective with this King Tiger right now, and it needs to come on. He can't be taking guess shots with this. It needs to be exactly in the right position.
Barrage coming in now, Danny. Oh, the M1's retreating. Will he be wiped? Oh, he goes down, loses the Veterancy. That's a big win for Barton. Not often an AT gun being decrewed is a big hypecast moment, but that is indeed for this game in particular.
Yeah, that was such a big loss for Jesulin right there, and he's going to be gutted because that's the only thing he really has that can take down the King Tiger right now, other than letting it trip up on some mines. There's still a chance for Barton.
He's also building stern pioneers as well, so he can repair his buildings a little bit better, of course. King Tiger, big crash from that 47 there. Right, the barrage coming in. Oh, hits the Fallschirmjägers. The repairing automatrons also die. What a ridiculous double calliope that is.
Yeah, I mean, that's very strong. And it's a good thing the stern pioneers are coming on now, so he can flick on the minesweepers and get a bit of bigger repair. MG just went down in the center to a grenade from Jesulin. Really needs to work on actually just fixing the mechanized company tier building first, and then working on that Puma.
Grenades, 2 grenades, one after another on these MG34. Jesulin also has a lot of manpower thanks to being pot capped. He's at 97 population in total.
King Tiger can't find a break with these AT guns. The other one's just got Vet 2 now, and is halfway up to Veterancy 3. Again, if it takes Veterancy 3, that's when the armor piercing rounds come in. And it's going to be so hard for Barton. He needs to work on this Stuka.
Again, decrewing this MG34. Oh, the Puma's in a bad position. Big max range shot from the M1 there, dear God.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Absolutely crazy. So, people used to say in forums and stuff that the M1 is underpowered, and Relic have always just stood by them and just said, no, we're keeping the M1s where we are. They're quite good. You just need to learn to play with them. And I actually I've come around to them. There's been barely any changes since WFA was released to M1 AT guns.
No, I to be honest, I used to have the same kind of thoughts, and my eyes were open to the USF AT gun quite a long time ago with what its actual potential was. And it's difficult to get it there. I think that's the main problem with it, is people feel that it doesn't really counter it when you bring it on like every other AT gun does. But the veterancy abilities, it's the same with a lot of other vehicles as well. In the medium tiers, the abilities are really what make the units strong. Veterancy is the biggest thing in this game.
Stuart getting a lot of Shrek fire. Also got, again, more Calliope barrage.
It was a quite nice one, actually.
King Tiger's now got full health though, Dan. He can push from this point. Barton needs to start making this work for him.
Jesulin actually took shots at that building on the south now, which was an excellent choice. Is Barton going to be able to maybe steal one of those AT guns? In fact, no, he's going to go blow it up instead. That's a great idea for him to do that. Really, really nice idea.
Absolutely. AT gun vein would have been utterly useless. Oh, nice max range shot from the King Tiger as well. He just needs to get this Fulch around here in the capping circle of the victory point, and he can get back into this.
Third AT gun, by the way, for Jesulin. One of them is a captured Rakettenwerfer, but he's replacing the one that he had. Stealth looks going in as well, possibly for sight to see what's coming up. Somehow the riflemen are capping the left side in clear view of the tier 4 building. Lost sight now due to the VP being captured, but previously they walked straight in there.
Well, it might have been due to the trees, perhaps, who knows.
Look at Barton taking down the AT gun with the looks at that range.
Oh,
Beautiful
wow.
takedown.
Big Vet 5 play from that looks. He does man it with the Vet 3 rifleman, and he's within the capping circle at the moment. But as Storm has so rightly pointed out, the south victory point's also been taken. He's sent an MG34 to scout for the Schwer. Here comes the King Tiger into the centre. Big shot required against the stolen Raketenwerfer.
Quite came off there, to be honest. Barton's still playing really well at the moment with all of this. Needs to work on fixing the mechanized company. Stuka's about ready to fire again, and Jesulin's AT guns are pretty bunched up at the moment. So this is not good for Jesulin to be doing that. One shot from the Stuka, those AT go down. We start getting problems.
Oh, those repairing automatrons killed again. Here's the M20 that's been around for 30 odd minutes. The Volksgrenadiers with the Shrek are going to try and destroy it. Main gun destroyed. This might be its chance. Jesulin is trying to micro it away furiously, but he's not going to get it away. It's indeed going to die. Smoke popped. It survives yet again.
Nice. The Stuart may not be so lucky though.
Dude, the Stuka's getting really close. Look how close it is.
Oh no, this could be a micro mistake here.
Oh, dude. He didn't need that to happen. And I was saying, oh, dude, because I always support the person that's failing on victory points. It's my little... it's a transgression as a caster. I should never be biased. But whoever's losing on victory points, I tend to want the game to go on for longer.
Barton's clearly throwing this, to be honest. He's throwing the looks away just to get these two AT guns. But here we go. King Tiger could come in. It could be a last-minute play right now.
Big last-minute play. One AT gun down. King Tiger goes in. Big shot off on that one. He's got one to go. The Lukes gets the kill. The Puma's in as well. All the infantry's pushed away. Big push by Barton. 65 victory points remaining. He's also capping the middle and the north at the same time. M1 destroyed. He's got another M1 building as Jesulin, but this Vet 5 36 kill Lukes does not give a food a nickel. He's going crazy here. However, the Puma
just gone down. Smoke is up again. It's the King Tiger that's the real problem here, though. The Puma will probably go down right now, but this is a huge play by Barton. He may even be leveling the field up a little bit there. Jesulin forced to get another AT gun out, and Barton manages to get his Raketenwerfer back as well.
What a ridiculous game, and Barton yet again on a minute amount of victory points trying to make this game work for him. He thrives in the late game. He's notorious for it. And here he is again, big Calliope barrage coming in, this time on the King Tiger. Doesn't do any damage whatsoever.
To turn the game around like this, right at this moment, is just absolutely incredible. In the face of everything that was just on the field then, he's managed to wipe half of the armor that Jesulin has on the field, other than these two Calliopes. There's no major tech whatsoever still at this point in the game, and now we're going to see a Panzer IV come out on the field as well, which is going to be good at helping deal with those riflemen that are out and about. So yeah, it was just a shame that he lost the Stuka, to be honest. That's the one thing that I really didn't like about that. But
yeah, it was his counter to the Calliopes. I think that's why we both lambasted it dying. Not counter, but counter play to the Calliopes in this overall meta game that is Jesulin versus Barton. Interestingly, he's now going to have victory points against him for the first time in a while. His 65 paltry victory points are going to be in jeopardy momentarily.
It'll be a long game, dude.
It could end up being a long game. We ended up casting a 1 hour 10-minute game between Barton and Cruzy earlier that I will put up on the replays. I will put up on YouTube tomorrow. And it was absolutely unreal.
Jesulin looks like he's starting to get a little bit desperate for the VPs now. Again, 3 AT guns come out on the field in response to that push. Jesulin knows it's the only AT that he's got available to him at the moment. Panzer IV needs to be very, very careful about what it does right now.
Panzer IV's going straight for the Calliopes. Oh god, it got shot by the bazookas. The M1s are facing.
He's going to retreat through the line of sight of the AT guns, though. This is risky.
It is risky. Instead, he's just going to make it just around that house as the shot blocker.
Nice positioning of the micro there. Hasn't actually retreated yet either. Turned the AT guns.
He's waiting for the King Tiger in support. He's going to go for something big here. Again, trying to destroy these AT guns. He's got the Lukes in a strong position, watching over the central victory point. The MG34 is into position, so the drain will be stopped at around 40 victory points when it's finished. The King Tiger's currently being pushed away by these M1s. Big shot by the Calliope.
Yeah, it is really big, trying to stop that VP captured by Barton. Barton's slowly building up the core infantry again. There's tons of Calliope shots everywhere.
Oh, look at these lieutenants. This lieutenant, rather, and his two henchmen crawling into the central circle, spelling doom for Barton if they get it. The Volksgrenadiers with Veterancy 5 and the Calliopes on cooldown. They are safe for the time being. Got another Volksgrenadier going for the northern victory point.
Looks like the left-hand side VP might be captured. Jesulin used smoke there, but it looks like his micro is just suddenly, you know, moved elsewhere on the map. It looks like he's finally going into that, actually.
You had a plane crash into the river that I just nearly caught on camera.
What I really like, by the way, the Vet 5 Lukes, Barton using the stealth ability on that to get right around the back of the AT guns and unleash, you know, the barrages that are decrewing them, and that's really, really nice. To see that it's working very, very well for him.
Absolutely been an MVP unit for Barton. And the MVPs of Jesulin's army, the M20 and the Stuart, have been destroyed at this point.
He should consider going for another Stuka. He's just hit the fuel for it. He could consider saving up and trying to get that again. I mean, I think that was a really, really good unit for him to help take down these AT guns. And Jesulin, as we know, has not been spreading them out at all.
Calliope's mobilising. He's got stacked MG34s. He's just spreading them out right now. So for Barton's sake, he's going to diminish their shot value very shortly. Here he comes.
Calliope actually firing on the left VP at the moment. May wipe the stern pioneers.
Barton needs to realise that. Oh, repairing squad dies. There's a large amount of manpower distinguished.
Yeah, that was a shame there.
Stern Pioneers, the second built in the past 10 minutes, capped the northern VP. Triple cap for Barton in his favour right now.
Blowing up more AT guns, by the way, with the King Tiger and the bazooka on the Volksgrenadiers. There needs to be careful with that Panzer IV, though. That is definitely got to go down. Deflecting shots on the side armour, though. Even with the
no side armour not actually exists. In fact, it's still alive for a moment there. Dear God, you've got the King Tiger getting aggressive. It's got nearly 100% health. It's just destroying AT guns for fun. It's had so many for breakfast at this point, has the Bartonator.
Snares one up on the Bartonator, and look at the push of infantry that's coming in right now. Anti-infantry strafe coming in. Looks like Barton will avoid it. Doesn't have the repair on the Stern Pioneers yet, I don't think, the support package, so he's not going to be able to do the quick repair on the King Tiger that it needs. However, good VP control. He's triple draining Jesulin at the moment, which is going to bring him down 1 VP per second, leaving us with 4 minutes of triple cap if he does manage to keep it up and running.
Absolutely. Barton's got Veterancy 2 on his King Tiger. He's in a strong position, obviously the Vet 5 Lukes as well. And he also just got, oh sorry, was that not airborne assault? Where the hell are my Fallschirmjägers that should have been called down from the sky? Did they die?
Didn't see him use that. It would be on cooldown right now.
Sorry, P4, I got mixed up between the P47 strafe. My bad.
No worries.
Calliope comes in against the MG34. Is it retreating? Second salvo is going to miss, so wasted Calliope barrage there. Barton just about getting out in the nick of time there. He didn't earlier in the game. It's a good call from yourself. He should probably be getting support package to make the repair time of his Stern Pioneers a little bit faster. He could use it.
Yeah, not bad at the moment. He's got 2 Stern Pioneers on the field now, so double support package to compensate for the mechanized company going down would be very, very good here. And also they need to make sure that King Tiger is constantly repaired and ready for battle, because that, when it gets veterancy as well, is going to become very strong. It's already on Vet 2.
Oh, max range shot from the King Tiger on that retreating US squad there. Sorry to interrupt, but something died.
No problem at all. And the defense is very, very good from Barton at the moment. The King Tiger is going to really, really help defend the central VP. Where is Jesulin's adapt?
Jesulin's Adapt currently eating Schwerpanzer headquarters flak shots to the face with his lieutenant. He's got the Lukes pushing north to push away squads. In the centre, we've got rifles pushing in against the King Tiger of all things. His Adapt, where is his Adapt in this game?
I'm not seeing it at all. I mean, he's utilizing the AT guns very, very well, but that isn't going to hold out for much longer. The King Tiger's getting a lot of veterancy right now. You know, Barton's regaining his infantry composure, and you know, it's just starting to look worse and worse. And this could all be kind of resolved with the Jackson. If the Jackson had come out even at least earlier, it would have been able to utilize the long range and the HP vac ammunition to do this. But Barton is just getting so strong now, so strong with this.
It's this Lukes and the King Tiger combination. They live in symbiosis.
Great barrage! Oh my god! Great barrage. MG wipes, Stern Pioneers wipe.
Both Stern Pioneers go down.
Oh my god.
Gee Christ.
Barton made some rash decisions there. He's going to have to reinforce all of that very, very quickly as well.
He does have 350 manpower, so he can rebuild something straight away. Will he have enough to keep the points he currently has? It's all about victory
points. To be honest, the Lukes at the moment is nearly insta-suppressing squads when it goes into the engagement, so he can bounce left and right quite comfortably with that. Doesn't have to worry about the left VP at all. The only thing really is just keeping this King Tiger alive. He's doing the right thing by building Stern Pioneers now. The Lukes needs to bounce between the mid and the right in order to keep that infantry off, and you're seeing that's what he's doing with the Lukes right now. But here we go, he might make a mistake with the King Tiger here. Looks like it's going to get snare 18A delivered by Jesulin. It does get damaged engine. No Stern Pioneers on the field as of yet. Looks too busy on the right hand side as well.
He does manage to keep the squads away from the right side all importantly, so that is going to keep him in the victory point battle for a while.
Yeah, it's very, very fortunate that he's got all of this stuff. And the MG position on the right hand side in that building is very, very nice as well.
Absolutely it is. It's out of the barrage field of the Calliopes, well most of the time it is anyway. 56 kills overall on the King Tiger, 52 infantry, 4 vehicles. It's living up to its name.
Oh yes. Volksgrenadier is going very, very deep around the back, by the way, whilst the AT guns are occupied and the infantry is getting suppressed by the Lukes. Volksgrenadier is coming back, probably going to try and reclaim that MG42.
Maybe an incendiary grenade on the M1. Yep, indeed.
Yep, nice use of that, I think. Not a bad shout. Again, King Tiger is really the key here. The King Tiger can reliably deal with all the infantry. Somehow didn't manage to get the AT gun position.
Oh, he's listening to the repair, and he's getting reconnaissance as well. Yeah, he used P-47 recon to get a sight for his Calliope and shot at the repairing Stern Pioneers. It was a good retreat that time from Barton. Earlier he didn't manage to retreat.
Right as well. Wipes the whole squad in the building.
Sorry, what was that?
MG on the building on the right hand side. Absolutely pivotal moment there, because that MG was completely covering capping of that VP on the right.
How did it die, my friend?
Calliope fire.
Really? Oh god, I thought it was safe because Jesulin had not aimed his Calliope there for a long time, and I spoke a lot too soon there.
Very difficult game. Barton's really evening up the VPs, man. Jesulin's down to 150 VPs now, from over 400 when this first began and the King Tiger came out. So again, Jesulin is just repeating the same thing over and over again, hurling the infantry in, bringing the AT guns up to 3 every time, and it's not paying off for him right now. Barton is still secure in this game with barely any units whatsoever. And he's doing a really, really good job. He could nearly afford another King Tiger if that's possible.
Indeed, he's just got to keep building infantry though to keep capping victory points, I guess.
Yeah, you know, with good unit preservation, he would have been able to build 2 King Tigers in this game, and that would have just been classic Barton, to be honest.
Oh, big shot in from the King Tiger.
Wow.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
I mean,
61 kills.
With the range on that as well, it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I think he's still got stuff available to hold this with the protection of the MG as well. This is an interesting game.
Absolutely. We've got one Calliope sitting pretty on 33 kills, the other's got 27. And we've got the Lukes and the King Tiger, so they're your 2 big units in this game.
Let's have a look. 49 kills on the Lukes at the moment.
Ooh, The Stern Pioneers are in a difficult situation against Calliope 5. They do retreat, but the bars and the LMG get the kill regardless. How is Barton is managing to keep victory points with such a small army? I mean, I know his units are big. He's got a big Vet 5 Lukes and a big King Tiger, but somehow he's managing to just about do this with the Skellington crew.
It's giving way too much Vet to the King Tiger. That thing is nearly Vet 3 again. Down to just one Stern Pioneer too. So unfortunate. This game is just really on a knife edge for him, and Barton, whilst he's pulling off all these creative plays, he has sacrificed a lot of infantry to get to this stage. And
here comes the P-47, it's scouting for the repairing Stern Pioneers, so be expecting us a Sherman Calliope barrage very shortly. Oh, the Luke's get no, something gets the kill.
So that was a base flak.
Yeah, it must have been.
It's on 2 kills, that base flak at the back. So.
I thought that for a second the Lukes could shoot down. I know it can't, but you've got to forgive me, 10 hours of casting and all. Your mind starts to play tricks on you. Right, big push into the northern victory point now, and this is what Jesulin has to do. He's got his M1 in a strong position. His Luke's firing at max range.
Not going to be able to stand up against that AT gun though. He has managed to suppress the captain though, which is really, really good, because there isn't really much in the way of other AT over there as of now. MG in a position on the mid.
Doesn't want to attack because of the Calliopes though. He's bringing his King Tiger all the way north to deal with this victory point threat, and it's what he has to do. And Jesulin's going to see that very shortly. He fears the King Tiger, Dan. He absolutely fears it.
Yeah, I should think so. King Tiger in the hands of Barton is a very, very powerful unit right now. Those Volks Grenadiers need to hop out and get that VP under control again very, very quickly. And we're also about to pass the 1 hour mark very shortly.
Yay! Sorry. Panzer IV coming out for Barton. He's got his Unholy Trinity acting together once more.
Nice play there.
He's going to have more tanks than infantry very shortly. Tiger getting ready. Oh, it takes a big penetration for his troubles.
Yeah, you should probably stay in that engagement for a second longer to get that AT gun, but he does
get
manage
it.
to clear it anyway. Very, very nice there.
Stern Pioneers trying to go and repair it. The Sherman Calliopes will be, yes, they are focusing right now.
Hands of 4 out on the field again.
Oh, might get the kill on the Stern Pioneers here. Big retreat there. Panzer IV goes north to... You've got the captain firing up. The Panzer IV meets him, thwarts his advance.
This would be so much quicker if Jesulin had a Sherman.
Absolutely, it'd be so much quicker. He'd have so much more ability if he'd gone for major. But unfortunately in this game, Jesulin went for a predictable build for him. And Barton hasn't necessarily countered it. I wouldn't call an hour-long game countering anything by any stretch of the imagination, but he weathered the storm, the hail of rocket artillery, and he's just...
I will say one thing though. Jesulin has the potential to win by annihilation at the moment.
Does he?
Yeah, if he keeps firing the Calliope at that headquarters and Barton doesn't clock it, he will win. He'll win by default. Yeah,
imagine that.
Barton will be all over the VPs, and this building will go down, and it'll just be a very, very quick GG. So.
Yeah, somebody just called out in chat. Obviously, there's a little bit of delay with our commentary and the chat comments, but yeah, he could be destroying their headquarters building right now. Well, that'd be ridiculous if he manages to do that. He's used P-47 rocket, P-47 recon runs all the while. What a cool play that would be from Jesulin if he manages to do that. That'd be so funny.
Yeah, he certainly can, and rate of fire for the Calliopes on both of them is now getting excessive. So the chances of him being able to do this are just getting more and more frequent now. He isn't even really going to be able to repair it in time in a couple of minutes. This is just a count, really. What's going to be first? Is the base going to go down first, or the VP's going to go down first? I just can't tell.
Here we go.
I just can't tell.
It's a big one. At the current race, unless Barton does something to stop it happening, it's going to be the base, I imagine. No, the Calliope's actually going down south, because the Schwerpanzer headquarters, of course, is still available. He needs to destroy that first. We forgot about that one, didn't we?
Well, not forgot about it, but that can go down exceptionally quickly as well.
Yeah,
It's
true.
only going to take like 2 rounds of that from both of them, and the rate of fire they've got now is just insane. The other one didn't even fire then. The Panzerschreier went down to nearly a half health, so they only both need to fire,
Very
once,
true.
maybe closer. That being
Two
said,
Panzer IVs coming out as well. He's got two acting in unison. He's got the King Tiger, the Vet 5 Lukes.
I'm sensing another play from Barton here. I'm definitely sensing another play from Barton here.
Oh, the Panzer IV's rolling. His AT guns are out of position. The Calliopes have been found with their pants down. The Panzer IV's currently focusing on the M1s, and that's the wise thing to do. The Tiger's currently acting upon a Vet 3 M1. It can't push in where he would like to, so the Panzer IV's are having to operate alone. He's done the work though, he's done the dirty, he's managed to destroy one of the M1s. Decrew both of them. The Vet 5 Lukes could be going down to bazooka fire here. He does manage to micro away temporarily. He keeps it in because it is situation critical for both players. 57 victory points for Jesulin, 36 for Barton. Everything matters right now. A lot of sustained bazooka fire on this Panzer IV. Here comes the King Tiger though, ambling into battle with all the speed of a glacier.
This is a crazy engagement and such a last-minute pull. Jesulin's going for the triple cap, and he may even get it if those riflemen do. They do neutralize it.
Oh, absolutely, but the King Tiger's here, and it's evaporating squads, as are the Pintle Mount Gunners, as of both of the Panzer IVs. So, although he might have a triple cap, and there you go, Calliope barrage stops him capping the north. The Schwerpanzer... No, here comes the Lukes. The Vet 5 Lukes with a tiny bit of health destroys the squad. The two-man Rakettenwerfer is just about getting into the circle. It has been whited, as is the two-man MG34 in the centre. The King Tiger. We've got 57 victory points. One of the Calliopes goes down. The other two Panzer IVs are reversing into the path of the other. A last gasp barrage goes on the King Tiger, but it does not kill it. In fact, the Panzer IVs traverse their turrets. They penetrate the Calliope, and it looks likely that in the most ridiculous play in Company of Heroes 2 history, with all of his vehicles on tiny fractions of health, Barton has rescued this from the fires of bloody Hades. Dear Christ, what a game.
Oh my god. That is the second time as well today that Barton... Jesulin surrenders.
Jesus Christ!
Barton
what a
is...
fucking game! Holy
ESL
shit! Holy effing shit, my god!
Oh.
Dear God. That was the best game I've ever cast, and I've cast hundreds of games. Jesus Christ. What a ridiculous play at the end. I can't believe that. I could not get over that. Let's just a little bit of... I can't even begin to describe what happened. Just that Vet 5 Lukes with a fraction of health. And Barton's calling us. I think we'll answer him, actually.
Barton's calling you, is he?
This is the one time we'll answer Barton. Oh, he says unban him. Yeah, he wants to gloat in chat. I think he deserves that. Hang on. Unban Barton PL. We usually ban him if you don't know, because he is a notorious troll, but he's of course a fantastic player as well. So yeah, that Luke's going down south. The two-man Rakettenwerfer caps in the centre. Jesulin lost about 4 units to Pintle Mount Panzer IVs because he knew he had to do that at that exact moment in time. Oh, what a ridiculous game, Dan. Holy crap.
A comeback from over 430 VPs then, right at the last minute.
Do you know what I'm really tempted to do? I just want to end this Twitch so I can go and highlight that end piece of gameplay, the 4 minutes. It'll be on my YouTube within half an hour, guys, so just wait for that. I'm going to put it on CoH2.org, on the trending section, Twitter, Reddit. Upvote the crap out of it, because that is one of the biggest tournament moments we've had for a long time in Company of Heroes. Dear God. And Barton has Zloty. He has €100 now, and he's got a lot of points. What a bloody game. I can't get over it. I'm in hysterics. I need to calm down.
No, that was just absolutely phenomenal, and fair play to Barton. He's played an absolutely amazing tournament the whole day. I'm so glad that we followed Barton from the quarterfinals onwards, because every single game he really did well today, and it's so refreshing to see him playing normally for a change. just having a look at the stats at the moment, 11k damage for the Panzer II, 2,277% efficiency on that unit. A huge play with the Lukes there, and just
Yeah,
absolutely great
absolutely.
game,
The
great
the two
positioning of kit.
VODs I'm gonna make sure I get are the two Barton games because he's just such a late game fiend. We're gonna have Cruzy and Thingy. I'll make sure I upload them tonight, as with the replays, as with that VOD of the last 3 minutes of play. Please. Now you've got General's Gentlemen to watch all night. They're going to be casting the NA tournament. What is his Twitch? It's Ponage Machine, isn't it?
No, his Twitch is General Gentleman. I'll do a shout out to him so everyone can move over there. Don't forget to host him as well.
I don't know how to do that. You'll have to talk me through it.
I'll do it for you.
Oh, good. You're my editor. That's fine. Please, I'm going to put Stormless in Thingy. Please. Oh, God. If indeed this works out how we predict it might, that we end up 2 of the ESL casters, we're pretty confident that's the case. We're not sure of the overall situation, if we're being honest. It's not been officially announced as of yet. But me and Stormless hope to be casting it. Will more than likely, if we are, be on Dan's stream next week because he has better computer specs, better software, better everything. He's just such a great guy in general. And he looks like a Sith, a Sith Lord. And that's a fantastic thing to behold as well. So please follow him in time for next week. Subscribe to me on my YouTube because that's where I put most of my output. That'll bring you the videos over the next few days. Thanks for some great plays today. Love Nest, Helping Hands, Barton, Cruzy for getting back into the game. So many, everybody that took part today, we thank you. And ESL's been really good so far. Thank you for the ESL admins for, and thank you for Relic for actually funding this. I know it's not the $9,000 we originally heard at what's that game conference in America, dude? A big
Sorry,
game from.
stop listening.
Oh yeah, it's fine. You've had 10 hours of my voice, so it's fine. But it is incredibly important that you realise that for a 3-year-old RTS, having the game company putting up money to fund competitive tournaments is pretty much unheard of for a game community of our size. When you realise that, it makes it you can accept ESL and enjoy it a lot more. Just be thankful that we're getting this because it is awesome to have this at this stage in the game's life cycle. And what a game it is with the current 1v1 balance. It's so nuanced. Get out there, play auto match. Get out there, sign up for the next ESL tournament next week. It doesn't matter if you haven't played in any of them so far. Sign up, play, make the seeds work, make the players work for their money. It's best of one up until the quarterfinals, so you can knock out some really big players if you play hard. Practice, get out there, scrim with your buddies and TeamSpeak. Make this competitive scene happen because it can and will happen in 2016, and you are the people that can make it happen, you the community. And I think I'll sign off on that note. That's signing off from me, Matt, and signing off from you, Stormless.
Sorry, you can sign off on my behalf if you want.
I just did.
Thanks for allowing me to co-cast. Love doing the analytics. I'm going to host GG now because I'm sure he's waiting for it and is anxious to get started on with this. So